Taronic here, master weaver of mystery suspense thrillers, screenplays, and broadcaster of astrology. Here to bring you the daily astrological update for Tuesday, the 17th, 2026. I'm so sleepy, but I still got to go work out, so I might as well just push through this. Okay. Mercury is still retrograde until the 20th. By the 26th, we'll be out of the shadow period. The sun is at 26 degrees of Pisces on Tuesday until 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means if you're watching this on Monday, it's already there right now. The sun is sextiling Juno and Capricorn, ushering in assistance and or opportunities via a marriage, commitment, or partnership, where you have placements in Pisces, Capricorn, Scorpio, and or Taurus. But in general, the sun's placements are affecting each and every sign between 23 and 29 degrees. And under these energies, one can be overcoming a struggle, even those that have come about due to past mistakes that you've made. This is where you rebuild your life with bravery and confidence, and by learning from past mistakes. Goals can be accomplished, and for some, it's due to you being honest and enduring. Some may come out of being withdrawn from another person, whether this is business or personal. Others can be delving into quiet activities that require them to work alone, which sees you being skilled and staying out the way. Check the daily astrological written astrology in the morning to see how it's affecting each and every sign. I'll post it up on my Facebook page at author Taronic. Or you can go to my Facebook page right now and check out the video there, because I gave a lot more detail in that video than I do in this video, until I get my actual subscribers that view the videos up. Most people just watch it on Facebook, so putting it here is just really a formality. But anyway, moving along to a 1 hour and 45-minute transit. By 9:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon in Pisces at 8 degrees will couple with the North Node. This is where you, so wherever you have placements between 5 and 11 degrees of any and every sign, you're affected by these energies. This pertains to your highest aspirations. It signifies a pivotal time to move beyond the comfortable, old emotional patterns and move you toward a transformative future. Challenges or effort are required, involving work, your health, your daily routines, being of service to other people, neighbors, neighborhoods, your locale, siblings, short distance travel, education, skills. You could be putting work into any of those things. So if you have placements between 5 and 11 degrees of Gemini, Sagittarius, or Virgo, I would even say Leo and Libra, because you're dealing with fate and karma there, as it pertains to like relationships, children, creative endeavors, fun, romantic partners, and stuff like that. But Cancer, Scorpio, and Taurus and Capricorn placements see the blessings and or assistance or opportunity, or they're offering the blessings and or assistance or opportunities, okay? And under these energies, one can be more dutiful or be seen as dutiful, persuasive, calm, brave, and reliable, or you're tasked to be that way if you have challenging aspects like Gemini or Sagittarius between 5 and 11 degrees. You could also be tasked to travel. Here is where you handle issues with determination and you kind of keep it to yourself. Adventures can be had, and where you have favorable aspects, you're creating great memories, and you can return home peaceful and happy. Okay. The next transit I want to talk about is a 24-hour transit. It starts at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is where the sun shifts to 27 degrees of Pisces, and it'll stay there until Wednesday morning around the same time. This pertains to secret, sacrifice, solitude, and things of that nature. Where you have placements between 24 and 29 degrees, you're affected by these energies. And under these energies, you could be more careful, discerning, resilient, and brave. Success can be had in career, and some are even tasked to take up an insurance policy or pay on one. So where you have placements, I would say between 24 and 29 degrees of Scorpio and Cancer or Taurus or Virgo, you're going to see the blessings. Although Taurus and or Capricorn placements might subscribe to an insurance policy. Gemini and Sagittarius placements, you probably definitely need to subscribe to some type of insurance policy, especially if you're driving, planning to drive, getting a car, purchasing a home, things of that nature. Virgo placements as well. As it pertains to work and your health, you might need to purchase a life insurance policy and things like that. So definitely look into that. Leo and Libra placements, you're dealing with fate and karma, so you might need to purchase some type of insurance policy, whether it's for you, a lover, children, things of that nature. So just be mindful of that. Aries and Aquarius placements, this is where you're initiating something, but either way, all of these signs, this is where you're being more discerning, brave, and resilient, and success can be had in career. Now, I want to talk to you guys about a 1 hour transit that starts at 11:23 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For 1 hour, the moon in Pisces at 9 degrees will couple with Mercury retrograde until 12:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where you have placements between 6 and 12 degrees of any and every sign, you're affected by these energies. And this pertains to communication coming in regarding the past or past situations, or it could be communication that you've been waiting for. Okay. Communication coming in where effort is required will pertain to where you have placements in Gemini, Sagittarius, or I would say more so Gemini and Sagittarius. So that will deal with education skills, long distance travel, short distance travel, your locale, your neighbors, siblings, and things of that nature. Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, and Capricorn placements will hear of a blessing and or assistance or opportunity, or they're offering it. Leo and Libra placements are dealing with fate and karma as it pertains to these energies. Aries and Aquarius placements have to initiate the opportunities or assistance. Virgo placements are feeling these energies directly, where they're overcoming trials as it pertains to work, health, your daily routines, where you are of service to other people, and things like that. And under these energies, this is where you're more passionate and fiery and discerning and independent under this transit. Success and recognition can be had in careers, especially if you're initiating something, if you went and applied for the job, things like that. Religion, law, literature are all favored. So maybe even with literature favored, maybe you apply for some type of placement to have your book placed somewhere or something like that, or your manuscript looked at by someone. You could be getting information back as to that under this transit. Struggles will be overcome and multiple prejudices are fought and won under this transit. Now, moving along to a 1 hour and 45-minute transit. This is where it starts at 12:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is where Mercury retrograde in Pisces at 8 degrees will couple with the North Node. And we talked about that 8-degree mark, where you're tasked to be more dutiful and persuasive, calm, brave, and reliable. You might have to travel from one place to another. You'll have to tackle issues with determination. And you might even keep it to yourself. Adventures can be had, and where you have favorable aspects, you'll return home and have peaceful and happy memories. Now, this pertains to communication coming in as to your highest aspirations, and you may have been waiting for this. It brings a sense of purpose, sparking conversations that align you on your path to long-term growth. Challenging communication that lets you know effort is needed can involve work, your health, your daily routines, where you are of service to other people, neighbors, your locale, siblings, short distance travel, long distance travel, education, and skills. The favorable aspects are Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, and Capricorn, anywhere between 5 and 11 degrees. Scorpio and Cancer are the blessings. Taurus and Capricorn see the assistance and or opportunities, or they're offering the assistance and or opportunities. Check the astrology on my Facebook page to see how this is affecting each and every sign, because I don't want to go through every sign, but you can look at the Facebook video, like I said, at author E-Ray Taronic, and I went through the whole thing on there. So I did explain everything on that one if you want to see it early. Now, the next transit I want to talk about is a 45-minute transit, and it starts at 2:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is where the moon in Pisces at 11 degrees will couple with Mars until 3:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So within that 45 minutes, there's going to be some sort of challenge or effort required where you have placements between 8 and 14 degrees of every sign. It's a highly active time, passionate, and sometimes challenging depending on your aspects, especially if you have aspects between 8 and 14 degrees of Gemini or Sagittarius. I would even say it can kind of get karmic or fated if they're between 8 and 14 degrees of Leo and Libra. Virgo, you're directly dealing with challenges if you have placements in Virgo between 8 and 14 degrees anywhere in your chart. And it's going to have to do with work, health, your daily routines, where you are of service to other people, neighbors, neighborhoods, your locale, siblings, short distance travel, education, and even skills. So everybody kind of needs to be watching out for their health and things like that. And you might be feeling a little indecisive or anxious or even ambitious, okay? Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, and Capricorn. See the favorable aspects, blessings, assistance, opportunity, things of that nature, or they're offering it wherever you have those placements in your chart. And like I said, under these energies, you can be indecisive, anxious, ambitious. This is where you're striving to rebuild or regain some type of status or gain some type of status. If you're starting from the bottom, you can see yourself rising to a notable position and gaining some type of recognition here. Just don't do too much. Pace yourself, especially if you have health limitations, or where you have challenging aspects like Gemini or Sagittarius. Beware of accidents, okay? Libra and Leo too, because that's like fate and karma that you're dealing with, provided they're between 8 and 14 degrees. Now, a 1 hour and 45-minute transit I want to talk to you guys about starts at 4:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is where the moon in Pisces at 12 degrees will couple with Mars. Again, these are challenges and effort required wherever you have placements between 9 and 15 degrees of any sign. This notes, like I said, challenges or effort required. It's a highly active and passionate time. Sometimes it can be challenging for those, especially who have placements between 9 and 15 degrees of Gemini and Sagittarius. Leo and Libra are dealing with fate and karma. Virgo, you're directly dealing with challenges as it pertains to work, health, your daily routines, and where you are of service to another person. This does not have to be your sun sign or your rising sign. It could be in your second house, your third house, and you could be dealing with issues with your wealth, your worth, and your resources as it pertains to work, your health, or your daily routines. If you have Virgo anywhere in your chart between 9 and 15 degrees, you're dealing with these challenges, okay? Check the astrology to see each and every sign, how it's affecting each and every sign. But do know under these energies, one can be more bragging or exaggerating about what they've overcome, what they have, what they've gained, or they're just, even if they're not bragging, they're just proud of it and they're talking about it. For some, you can have issues being cowardice unless you have favorable aspects, and in which case you're overcoming cowardice behavior or feelings that had you hiding kind of in the background. Others are overcoming selfishness or tasked to overcome selfishness. Courage, high ideals, strong will, and not hiding away will help you overcome things under that transit. The last transit I want to talk about is a 1 hour and 45-minute transit, and it starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is where the moon in Pisces at 15 degrees will trine Jupiter in Cancer. This ushers in luck or expansion, and it comes in the form of a blessing. It affects placements between 12 and 18 degrees of Scorpio, Pisces, and or Cancer. This can involve home and family, secrets, sacrifice, solitude. Some are even coming out of their solitude. For some, it has to do, if you have placements in Scorpio, it has to do with shared finances, endings, new beginnings, sex, your passions, things of that nature. Or shared finances, did I say that? This is a great time for socializing, fostering, nurturing relationships, engaging in creative pursuits, or experiencing some type of good fortune or expansion. These are expansive, cheerful, balanced energies, and under these energies, one can be more caring, shrewd, watchful, notable,